my people some freedom. I see the people. What up to my academics?
Didn't see my son until he got shot in Bellevue. Whereas I don't need you or anybody else to tell me how I can hook up with myself. I'll go to Bellevue and see my son. And that's when the first time he saw me. He said he looked up and saw me, thought it was him as an older person. I laughed. I told him, he was just me and him in the room. I said, I'm with you now. Remind me of some scene of the fucking Godfather movie, but it was the true thing. We hugged and kissed, and then it was on and popping like that. He wanted me to come see him. It was an incident in the video, the documentary, with Jasmine Guy said that I just showed up at her apartment. Well, I wouldn't be able to find Jasmine Guy's apartment if I knew how. I was sent for by Tupac to come visit him at Jasmine Guy's. That's what I had to do. He called for me, I came. And Close said something about he was rolling joints for the stars. I can't roll them blunts. Them niggas had a cigar box and a mountain motherfucking weed on the table. And it was that chronic shit. Now I gotta show this nigga that I ain't no punk. I'm gonna smoke with my son. Worst mistake I ever made. It was horrible. That's the strongest weed you could ever imagine. But I don't roll blunts. And for you to say that, it was just...
By week's end, word had gotten out that Tupac was hiding out at Jasmine's home. The phone started ringing non-stop, and the doorbell buzzed constantly. Family and friends started to drop by unannounced, flooding the small space inside Jasmine's brownstone. Karen Lee, who was asked by Interscope to return to Tupac's team to help with public relations related to the trial, called Tupac to ask if it was okay to bring Billy Garland over to see him. She had known Garland for years and knew that he was eager to forge a father-son relationship. Even though he was still trying to process the reality that his father was still alive, Tupac agreed to have Billy come visit him. But after hours of sitting with Billy, Tupac became overwhelmed by his presence. He called me, Karen recalled. He said, "You promised me you weren't going to leave him here. You know, he just wants to sit up here and drink wine and smoke weed."
Now I gotta show this nigga that I ain't no punk. I'm gonna smoke with my son.
"I got plenty of niggas to sip wine and smoke weed with me." Karen surmised, "I think Tupac was looking for that father thing, which is what he always got from Mutulu. The disquieting realization that he wasn't going to get that from Billy Garland added to the harsh realities of everything happening in Tupac's life at that time."
Thank you. And she got pregnant and had me. I didn't have a father.
Did you know who the father was, your biological father?
I still don't know who it is, for sure. I've never taken any blood tests. The guy who I knew was my father, who claimed to be my father, he passed away, he died.
And is that legs?
Yes, but then recently after I got shot, this other guy came, was like he was my father and he looks like me. He been in the jail to see me. His kids look like me.
Well, what was that like?
That was the bug out. I just woke up and he was standing over me. So
in jail?
When I was in the hospital.
And what did do you believe him?
I do in a way because he looks like me and his kids look like me.
Why don't you get a blood test to find out?
It's scary.
Is it pointless now?
In a way. I mean, I'm not gonna love him anymore or love him any less, so it's pointless.
Did he explain why he left?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It was personal. It wasn't, I don't want to put his word. I'll tell everything about me, but I don't want to give out his business.
That's cool.
I never had a father figure, I was raised by the thugs and the drug dealers. That's why I love niggas. Until they place me in my casket, guess I'll be a hopeless bastard, getting high in the back plastic. Ain't nobody make a way for it. Hard on the nigga, mama pray for me. I'm smoking weed for the stress and drinking for the pain from the strain on the young brain. Ain't a motherfucking